Alrighty, everybody, here on the Fortminorproject, aka David Rivera channel. Well, I got a very special tagged video for you before we get started from somebody he knows very well, and you too, yes, see, from the SimonnicolHD. Well, with that being said, David Rivera, yes, that guy, he was able to have me a part of this video. So before we get into, well, the entire video itself, it's very special. And with that being said, as that guy likes to do it, with that being said, since he hasn't done it in a while, he offered me to do it. So I'm going to do this in the best way that I know how, the Puerto Rican sensation knows how, and see, roll that intro. Let's do this. Alright, what's going on, guys? From the project, aka David Rivera 1989, back at it again in here for another video. As you can see, yes, as I got the tablet right here, with all the stuff that there is to talk about, we got a little tag video, as you see, from my little guest there. The Puerto Rican Punisher decided to make a little invasion, so you might see him from time to time. But this is for a tag video from, yes, my brother from another mother, that crazy cool Canadian. Yes, that is Brother Simon, Mr. SimonnicolHD. So, I decided to do my own video response, if you will. So, we got basically 10 topics here. And with that being said, I'm actually going to have some tags named right now. So, basically, not only to everyone that is subscribed to me, but with that being said, for OK Fave, for Heel Steven, and for Chase Oliver, I do tag them. And everyone else who is subscribed to me, definitely feel free to leave your own video response to this tag video. So for the first thing, basically, as the title is, what kind of wrestling fan are you? Well, with number one, well, we got wrestling or storytelling. Now for me, I actually like a little bit of everything, so it doesn't have to be just the wrestling. I feel like wrestling alone can actually tell the story in itself, but you know, when it comes into terms of promos and everything else in between, I mean, that's fine. So I guess for me, it has to be more the wrestling part on that aspect, since I like the more of the in-ring action, and the in-ring action does the rest for me, I think, personally. So that's how I feel about that. When did you start watching wrestling and what era? Basically post-Attitude Era for me, and getting right into the Ruthless Aggression Era. So I wish I was a part of the Attitude Era and actually watched that in WCW and all that, because I feel like I would have been a part of that, probably a little bit even more than that. But you know, with that being said, most of my time is basically taken up by cartoons and stuff like that, and me being a 90s kid, so I'll actually get more into that too with the podcast, which is basically talking about TV shows and movies and stuff like that this upcoming week, so that's going to be something to look forward to. So with that being said, yeah, I got into the Ruthless Aggression Era. Try saying that 10 times fast, but yeah, that's basically what got me more into it, and basically around like somewhat the invasion, but more into like WrestleMania 18, obviously, and you know, stuff like that got me into watching wrestling. So you know, I saw it on the TV. I believe it was a tag team match, and The Rock was in there involved and stuff like that, and that's how I got hooked into wrestling at that time. What is your favorite era? Getting into that a little bit more. just by watching, not only on the network, but as you see the DVDs right there. It's kind of hard to tell. It's either between the Attitude Era and the era I just talked about with the Ruthless Aggression Era. I actually checked back too on some of the older stuff. I actually appreciate old school wrestling like the 80s and stuff like that. So to me it's a battle between the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era. I think that's probably one of the better times of wrestling if you ask me in terms of WWE. So there you have it with that. Heel or babyface? Well, this one, it really doesn't matter to me, honestly. It depends on how people can hold themselves as a heel or a babyface. I'm in between. It's kind of hard to say. I'm somewhat more into the heels now. A long time ago, when I first started watching wrestling, I wasn't really too much into the heels and stuff like that, especially when The Rock would face Brock Lesnar and stuff like that. I would definitely be more for The Rock and against Brock Lesnar and stuff like that. So, right now, I think the heels really are that cool to be actually cheered by me, so I don't have a problem with that. I actually appreciate them a lot more. So, it's kind of a toss-up. I would take it back to me on that, but if I had to pick one, I don't know, I guess heels. Doesn't really matter, but hey, it is what it is. Fast pace or slow pace? I guess more fast pace because, especially now that the cruiserweights are back, I kind of like that fast paced type of style and stuff like that. And I'm kind of used to it since I've seen like the independents and stuff like that. So, I don't mind it. You can have a slow match, but it can actually pick up a little bit, so I don't want it to be like slow the whole entire time and just drag on. So I would have to say a little bit more fast pace is where I am at in terms of that. Independent or mainstream wrestling, either or is fine with me. I like to expand myself. I don't just watch WWE, I watch TNA Impact Wrestling. I'm trying to get more into Ring of Honor again. Especially with New Japan Pro Wrestling and other independent companies. I like to expand myself, not just with one company. I like to see how other wrestlers not only got their start, but to see how other companies are doing, to see if I like any other stuff there, because sometimes there is a really cool alternative there. So it's not just WWE all the time for me. So I like it all, really, if I get to check it out too, if it's a local event here or whatever in North Carolina, and I would like to go to some of the indie shows here, so that might be in the works. I know we tried to go to Big Time Wrestling, me and Chris, so maybe another time we'll get to do that, since it's basically more independent based, but they do have some of like the Hall of Famers and stuff like that, and with Northeast Wrestling, with one of the, at least one of the independent shows that I've been to, basically, so that was really fun to be able to enjoy with that. Free TV or pay-per-views, well, obviously, free TV is fine, like Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live, NXT, shows like that, but for pay-per-views, I think that's also where it is at, like this Sunday. There you go, Extreme Rules this Sunday. Of course, everybody going to the extreme on that, so with that being said, I have to go with pay-per-views, especially like WrestleMania and the Big Four pay-per-views and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. Spoilers and or non-spoilers, well, for this one, especially now too, I'm trying to stay away from spoilers. I don't mind the news and rumors and stuff like that, but if, say, like someone won a title somewhere, but I still watch the video anyway since it's already out there, so I can't really get away from it. But I try my best to be surprised. So right now there are kind of less tape shows, but when it comes to like NXT and Impact Wrestling, it's kind of hard to actually stay away from spoilers and everything, as much as I try and stay away from it. So, I would have to say not spoilers, especially too at one point a long time ago when Christian won the world title and then lost it, a couple of days to Randy Orton, and then started a whole feud with me and Simon. It's gets crazy. So I'll have to go with not spoilers on that one. Alright, so the next one, we're getting towards the end. We got number 9, We got WWE Network or DVDs. Well, I would have to say the DVDs, the WWE Network is cool. It's more cool for live shows like the pay-per-views and stuff. And I'm hoping at some point Raw and SmackDown will actually be there on the network, either at least the next day, and not have to wait like a couple of weeks, I think it is, or something like that. So, you know, if they're not going to be actually live, which I guess I can understand why they're not, but, you know, with that being said, that's fine to watch like all the other old stuff that I don't have, but I still do buy the DVDs, even though I don't show what I've been buying lately, maybe on Facebook or something like that, or Snapchat or whatever, and I do have my collection of DVDs, so, you know, they're basically like my pride and joy, so I don't think I would be getting rid of that anytime soon. And then we got Alright, so as we get into basically the final moments on that, you know, as I was getting into where the WWE Network or DVDs, I do have my pride and joy in the DVDs, even though I haven't really shown them here all that much on the channel, like I said, besides Facebook or like Snapchat or Instagram or something like that. So the WWE Network, like I said, has its moments and it's cool to check out with all the old stuff. But with that being said, I do like, you know, the DVDs more, but you know, it's either or. It's a little bit of a toss-up on that, because the WWE Network, you can get the actual pay-per-views and watch them live. So there you have it with that. And the final thing that is here, PG or not PG. Basically not PG for me. I do like the TV-14 stuff, but PG, you know, has its moments. You know, some of it can actually be good just when it's done right and stuff like that, but I'm more of a non-PG guy, if you ask me on that, since basically when I did check things out, there was TV-14, so that doesn't mean that, you know, PG isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I just prefer not PG, even though I'm a PG type of person and stuff. But in terms of wrestling, that's going to be not PG, if you will. So that about does it for this special tag video from Brother Simon. With that being said, feel free to leave a video response. I actually miss these or tag videos and stuff like that, so this was really cool, Mr. SimonnicolHD. So there's that, and be on the lookout for a couple of things on Sunday Funday. I got a couple of stuff planned, because again, Brother Chris will be coming back, and maybe a food review. We're definitely for the Dave and Chris podcast, and with a very special guest that is looking to be for the second guest on the show and everything, and that'll be up on the YouTube channel too. And we'll see what happens with Extreme Rules and stuff, if I'll do like live thoughts and opinions or something like that, or a review. So we'll see. Until then, leave a video response and continue the tag video and let it go viral, if you will, on that part. So until then, the WWE Champion for myself, David the Instant Classic Rivera. Until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Whatever the hell that next video may be. Peace. See you then.